Today is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. Hey, beautiful people, and welcome back to For the Greater Good. This is the space where we are exploring ideas that help us live more connected, meaningful, and empowered lives together. I'm your host, Sunny Peoples. Today, we are talking about a concept that has been tossed out and about a lot on social media and in the public discourse lately. That's the third space, third place, third space. When building in discourse, context is critical. So let's talk about what third space, third place is. First place is home. Second place is school, work, church. But third places are coffee shops, barbershops, ice cream shops, libraries, record store, lounges, parks, and public squares, places where people are just hanging out and shooting the breeze amongst others. Those are the places where we can just be, where we just be. No pressure to perform, no need to produce, just presence and connection and community. At least that's what they're meant to be. They're what we call true citizen spaces. And in our world, the world that we're fostering, we, in this greater good, we are all global citizens. Spaces where people from different backgrounds can come together, ideas flow freely, community bonds are created and strengthened. They're not structured. They're not formal. They're built on something simple but powerful. Spirit, heart, conversation, exchange. In fact, in true third spaces, conversation isn't just something that happens. It's the main activity happening spontaneously, free-flowing, and engaging. That matters because conversation is how we understand each other. Let's talk about something we don't always connect to community, the nervous system. Everywhere we go, the body is asking, am I safe here? If the answer is yes, we open up. If the answer is no, we protect ourselves. That protection can look like staying quiet, avoiding eye contact, not fully engaging, or wanting to leave quickly. So when we talk about third spaces, we're really talking about something deeper. Spaces where the body can relax enough to connect. That's what psychological safety is. Now here's the reality. Mainstream American culture doesn't always support that kind of safety. We've been shaped by productivity over presence, independence over interdependence, convenience over connection, distraction over attention. And over time, that has impacted how we show up. We've become guarded, rushed, half present, not because we don't care, but because we've adapted. And here's the empowering part. Just because we've learned those patterns doesn't mean we have to keep them. This is where your power comes in. You may not control the culture around you, but you do control how you show up within it. Presence is a choice. Intention is a decision. And small shifts create real impact. When you make eye contact, put your phone away, listen without interrupting, speak honestly, and from the heart, you're doing more than just being polite. You are actively shaping the environment, shifting the culture. You are signaling to others, you're safe here, you matter here. That's not small. That's powerful. Let's make this even more real. You don't have to wait for the perfect third space to exist. You can be part of creating one. That might look like starting conversations instead of avoiding them, inviting people together with no agenda, choosing curiosity over judgment, holding space for someone else's experience. And here's what I want you to really hear. You have influence, even in small moments. You don't need a title. You don't need a platform. You don't need permission. Every interaction is an opportunity to build or block connection. One of the most powerful third spaces I experienced wasn't defined by the place. It was defined by the people present. There was ease, there was laughter, there was honesty. And what made it different was that the people showed up with intention. They made space for each other. And in doing that, they created something that folks are saying is rare. A place where people could exhale. Here's what I believe. Third spaces aren't disappearing, they're evolving. The future of connection won't just depend on physical spaces, but on the people willing to show up differently. People willing to slow down, be present, create safety, and lead with intention. That's how we rebuild connection in a disconnected world. And at the heart of this program is one idea. When we take responsibility for the energy we bring into a space, we change what's possible in that space. Connection isn't something we wait for. It's something we help create. And when more of us step into that responsibility, we don't just improve our own lives. We strengthen our communities. We create belonging. We contribute to something bigger than ourselves. That's what is meant to live for the greater good. So this week, here's the challenge. Don't just look for connection. Create it. Be intentional in how you show up. Be present in your interactions. Be someone who helps others feel safe. Because the truth is, the third space you're looking for might be the one, might be waiting on you to help bring it to life. And here's something we don't talk about enough. When we're starving for connection, belonging, or identity, we're not always being honest with ourselves about our intentions. We may enter spaces wanting to connect, but without clarity about who we are or what we need. And that can lead us to perform instead of participate, to fit in instead of truly belong. But real connection starts with self-awareness, because the way you show up in a space is shaped by how clearly you understand yourself and how self-empowered you are. And here's something we don't always say out loud. Sometimes it's not the lack of spaces that prevents connection, it's the way we show up inside of them. Because when people are carrying fragility, a fear of friction, we avoid the very thing that creates real connection, honest conversation. See, friction isn't always a problem. Sometimes friction is where understanding begins. But if we're afraid of being challenged, misunderstood, or even uncomfortable, we stay surface level. We keep things polite, predictable, safe but not real. And the truth is, you can't have authentic connection without some level of risk, without the possibility that not everyone will agree, not everything will be smooth, not every moment will feel comfortable. But here's the shift. Friction doesn't have to mean conflict. When there's psychological safety, friction becomes growth. It becomes curiosity. It becomes learning. It becomes deeper understanding. So the question isn't, how do I avoid friction? It's how do I stay present and grounded enough to move through it? Because real third spaces Real connection requires us to be strong enough to be honest and safe enough to let others do the same. Thank you for listening to For the Greater Good with Sunny Peoples. If this episode resonated with you, share it, and more importantly, live it. Because change doesn't start with everyone, it starts with someone. Why not you? Until next time, stay present, stay intentional, and take care of one another.